Koroku literally screamed, "I'm not Endo," right in the middle of his title match. And Chris Brookes slapped him like it didn't matter. That was the most emotional moment of the entire show. But by the time the story paid off, the match was already over. And that sums up this entire show. Effort was there, emotions was there, even some good wrestling. But nothing stuck. Nothing peaked. And if DDT keeps ending these shows like this, they're going to lose more than just momentum. They're going to lose moments. Let's talk about it. This is my full review of DDT Change Age 2025. If you ever watched a DDT show before, you know the deal. Comedy meets serious wrestling in a way that can work if the timing's right. But this time, that timing felt off. Now, real quick, here's how I grade shows. 8 or higher, that's a recommendation. A 7, passable, but not enough to tell somebody to go watch it. And below that, it's a straight up skip. And this one sits just below that line. It had potential, but not enough payoff. So if you're a regular DDT viewer, you probably felt this exact vibe before. The opening 8-man tag where Higuchi pinned Furno with the claw slam, I pretty much thought that was a fun, fast-paced opener. Everyone got a chance to hit their spots, and the crowd was into it. I thought there was solid energy for the first few minutes of this match, and for the show overall. I gave this one 2.5 stars. The 6-man tag with Harada, Kumadori, and Mayu taking on Sumi, Shuna, and Yuni. I pretty much thought this was solid starting-wise. But then there was some goofy dancing of some kind and then kind of stalled the momentum of it. Now, Katsumoto pinned Harada with an inside cradle. But as usual, like I said, DDT antics, they can be fine. But the timing here just didn't click. I gave this one 2.5 stars. Jun Akiyama vs. Daichi Saicho I thought was short, clean, and professional. Akiyama won with the Exploder Suplex, and Akiyama did give Saito space to look credible without stretching it for too long. I gave this one 2.5 stars. The handicap match with Kanon versus Damnation TA. This one kind of surprised me a bit. Now, Okatani did pin Kanon with a vertical drop brainbuster, and I thought for this match they told a nice underdog story with Kanon hanging in there. And some of those near falls during that match I thought almost had me at times. So I thought this was a good little tension builder here. This one gets 2 3/4 stars. Minoru Suzuki and Yuki Uno versus Deshiko Dino and Harashima was actually better than what I expected. Now this did end in a double countout, and I did think it ran a few minutes too long. So at some point the finish didn't really feel earned. This here gets 2.5 stars. The KO-D tag team title match with Astronauts taking on Nakamura and Inoki was easily the cleanest match of the night. Abe pinned Nakamura with the Omanji clutch, and I thought overall this had really good chemistry, crisp execution, and tight pacing. And the Astronauts continue to be one of the most consistent teams in Japan alone. I gave this one 3.5 stars. The main event was for the KO-D Openweight Title with Chris Brookes taking on Yuya Koroku. Now, Brookes retained the belt with the Praying Mantis Bomb, and this was the emotional centerpiece of the whole show. Koroku wasn't just challenging for the belt, he was fighting to prove he was not just another Endo clone. And halfway through, he literally screams out, "I'm not Endo," and Brookes just slaps the hell out of him. It's basically veteran versus next generation at its rawest. Then Koroku kicks out at 1 from the Samato, and the crowd gasped at that. That's a moment that was felt. The story was right there. The fire was lit, but the match didn't hit the climax that it needed. The ending wasn't sudden, but it didn't feel like a dramatic resolution either. The groundwork was laid, the chemistry was there, the heart was there, and then it just ends. Now in the post-match, Brookes finally gives Koroku his props, saying that it was fun. He acknowledges him, but that shouldn't have happened in the ring in the match if you ask me. Still, it was the best match of the night by far. I gave this one 3 3/4 stars. So here's the truth. This show wasn't bad, but that's the problem. Everything was just fine. A few matches stood out, some had nice stories, but nothing great happened. Even the best story, the Koroku match, got its emotional payoff after the final bell. When the show was full of setups but no payoffs, it feels pretty hollow. And when you mix that with comedy that doesn't always land, the show becomes hard to recommend. I give this a 6.75 out of 10. I don't recommend this show. If this was your first DDT show, you probably walk away wondering what the hype's about. But let me know what you thought. Did Koroku vs. Brookes work for you, or did it fall short like it felt that I did? Drop a comment below. I read them all. If you enjoyed this review, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe, and share this video out with your friends. And for that, I'll see y'all later.